Hi everybody, welcome to the DRF Breeding Report. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo. Last week we had two major Kentucky Derby preps. They were won by Magnum Moon and My Boy Jack, two horses that Nicole and I have already profiled on the DRF Breeding Report. You can access those videos and other pedigree profiles of top Kentucky Derby contenders by clicking on the Breeding Report tab at video.drf.com. We're going to talk about Gronkowski, who's assured a spot in the gate of the Kentucky Derby. But before we do so, some sad news in the breeding world. Nicole, Giants Causeway has passed away.
Yeah, breaking news just a couple of hours ago that the European Horse of the Year and perennial leading sire died last night at Coolmore's Ashford Stud following what the farm characterized as a brief illness. Giants Causeway really just a standout in every phase of his life. The son of Stormcat was a Group 1 winner in France as a juvenile, won 5 Group 1 events in England and Ireland the following season. In his only start in North America, ran that gutsy second to Tisnow in the Breeders' Cup Classic, was honored as Europe's Horse of the Year for that campaign. After standing briefly in Ireland, came back to his birthplace at Coolmore's American Stud Farm, where he was 3 times North America's leading sire, finished in the top 10 on the general sires list virtually every season, and just a tremendous loss to the bloodstock community. Has left a number of sons and daughters as a sire of sires and as a broodmare sire who will carry on his legacy.
He was known as the Iron Horse, never out of the exacta from 13 starts, and we're going to show you his last victory, the Group 1 Irish Champion Stakes, and this basically shows his heart and determination. You mentioned his 5 Group 1 wins in 2000. They occurred between June the 20th and September the 9th at distances ranging from a mile to a mile and 5/16, and here he is down on the inside, and he just absolutely refuses to yield, and that was the kind of horse Giants Causeway was from day one.
Yeah, very much so. Just, I mean, as you mentioned, never missed the exacta. When he did lose, it was often by the narrowest of margins, like his runner-up effort to Tisnow, another horse just with the heart of a tiger.
But those 5 Group 1 wins between June and early September, a very, very memorable streak and a very, very memorable stallion. A sad day for the breeding world. Keeping with the European theme, though, Gronkowski, he's in the Kentucky Derby despite having never raced in North America before. Let's go back to his most recent start and his final prep for the Derby. This is the 32 Red Buridan Stakes over a synthetic surface in Great Britain at Newcastle. He's down towards the inside, and he kind of guts this out. He is undefeated on synthetic, is unraced on dirt, but has a dirt pedigree.
Yeah, he does, especially down on his female family there, which we'll get to in a moment. Gronkowski really, kind of an international case study. He's European-based, has a bred in Kentucky, has a North American female family. His sire, Lonhro, though, Australian Horse of the Year. And I need to mention Lonhro because I think physically, this is one of the most standout horses that I have seen in my career. Just an incredibly well-built and imposing horse Lonhro is for the Darley operation. A lot of Lonhro's offspring, though, do tend to excel at shorter distances, including Piero, winner of the Golden Slipper in Australia. But Piero now a classic sire himself in Australia for Coolmore, so perhaps that bodes well for Gronkowski's ability to get more of a distance. But I am very much looking forward to seeing this horse physically, just based on his sire.
He has never raced past a mile, a $75,000 Keeneland November weanling, the dam an unraced half-sister to Flashy Bull, who won the Grade 1 Stephen Foster. The dam's also a half-sister to Pink Viper, a multiple stakes winner going long on the dirt. But so many questions. It appeared that after Gronkowski started out this season, he would run in races like the UAE Derby. That didn't happen. Then it appeared his final prep race would be in the Wood Memorial or the Bluegrass. That didn't happen. He instead ran in the 32 Red Buridan, which we watched. And Jeremy Nocita, who's a very sharp trainer and knows how to ship into North America and win on dirt with European horses, he even said he expected a little bit more last time out. Gronkowski, you would think, would be a long shot, but because of his name, he might actually be a little bit of an underlay in the run for the roses.
Very much so. I do expect him to take some money, kind of, from those casual sports fans who tune in on Derby weekend, just because it is the Kentucky Derby. Gronkowski, a lot of questions to answer, though, from a handicapping perspective. Undefeated
on the main track, but unraced on dirt. That's Gronkowski, the focus of this week's DRF breeding report. We are creeping closer to the Derby. You're going to want to follow Nicole on Twitter at DRF Russo. And from the latest news and notes from America's Turf Authority Daily Racing Form breeding, follow at Twitter at DRF Breeding. We'll be back next week with more notes on the Derby, I'm sure. We'll see you then.